Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan. I'm a JHS student studying in Golden School Complex, Ghana. In this video, I want to talk about how you can study productively and make it more fun. For the past few weeks, I've been having troubles whilst focusing while studying, and this made me hate studying and don't like to study. And I always tell myself study is so stressing, blah blah blah. So I decided to do a little bit of research on studies, and these are some of the tips. These are the 5 tips that when I applied it helped me to study productively and also stay long focused. So let's talk about the first tip. It says get a good steady environment. Let me ask you a question. Have you been studying in a place where the environment is so noisy? And if they ask a question, how do you stay focused when studying? They share themselves into two camps. Or if you ask these people, people share themselves into two main camps. The first camp say, I can study with noise. Even if I'm studying at a stadium, I can study and still be focused. And the second camp say, the people at the second camp always say, oh, if there is a little bit of noise, I can never study. So these two people, I'm always focusing on the second people, because the first people, wherever they are, even if it's quiet or noisy, they can study over there. But as for the camp 2 or the people in camp 2, they always find it difficult to study with noise. So are you in the camp 1 or are you in the camp 2? As for me, I'm the camp 1. I can study with noise, and also I even study music. So if there's a little bit of noise, I can even study, or if there's mass noise, I can study over there. But what about you? So check yourself if you can study with noise or you cannot study with noise. So if you cannot study with noise and your family members they always make noise, get a good steady environment. That is going to help you to study and stay focused. Get a quiet environment. You can get a coffee shop, go into the woods, or you can do whatever, a place that is going to help you stay focused whilst studying. So if you do that, it's going to help you a lot to stay focused and also study productively. Second tip says avoid distractions. We are living in a world of distractions where we are distracted by many technologies, the computer, notifications from social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and others, Twitter. They are all some forms of distractions, and even the phone, that's the main particular thing. So what I'm trying to tell you in this video is that when you are learning on the computer, turn off the notifications so that you'll be able to stay focused. You'll not be avoided, or will be able to avoid distractions. And if you're using a phone, throw the phone. As for me, I throw the phone into the couch in the whole room, which is very hard to get sometimes. So I feel it's hard to get, and since I feel it's hard to get, I feel lazy to do it. I just sit down and continue with my studies. So if I do this, it helps me a lot to get studies more done and study more productively, and also be able to study for long hours. So avoiding distractions, it's going to help you stay focused. So I'm not going to go deep on this one, because this is a simple trick that everybody knows, and it helps you focus and study productively. So without wasting my time, let's get on to the third tip. Third tip says get a steady timetable. A steady timetable, is a very game-changing tip that helped me to make or study productively. And when you make a steady timetable, it guides you to know what you're come to study. So if I sit down to study, oh, today I'm going to study science, I'm going to study maths, I'm going to study this, I'm going to study that. But at first, when I didn't have a study timetable, what makes me lose focus whilst studying? When I sit down, oh crap, so what am I going to study? I have science, you're going to do class test on Arabic, you're going to do class test on English, math is there, I need to study all of those things. But when I got a study timetable, it helped me to sit down, and when I'm able to sit down and I'm ready to study, I know what I'm going to study. So today, look at my timetable, I'm ready to study. Look at my timetable. My timetable said today I need to study science, so when I sit down, I'm focused. I'm going to study only science. I know what I'm going to study. So if you get a study timetable, let me say a productive study timetable, it's going to help you to sit down to study. And when you sit down to study, you're never going to lose focus, because you know what you are studying, and you prove your time, you show your time of what you come to study. So let's hop on to the fourth tip. Tip said get or understand the topic, don't memorize it. I've been saying this a lot in my videos, that you need to understand the topic, you don't need to memorize it. So understanding the topic whilst you study gives you an idea, gives you a lot of ideas to study. So when you sit down to study and you start studying, don't try to memorize it, but try to rather get the concept. So as for me, I always try to understand the topic rather than memorizing it, so that when I go to the exam hall or it's time for a test and I even forget, oh crap, what did they say. Since I understand it, I'll be able to use my own words to explain it in my own concept, since I understand it. But if you don't understand it, how will you be able to write it? You'll never be able to write it, since you memorize it and you forgot everything. So if you forget it, you totally forget it. But if you try to understand the topic whilst you're studying it, it helps you to get a concept of it, and you never fail because you understand the topic and you can use your own words to explain it without using that word they gave you, or that particular phrase they gave you to define a word or something. So try to understand the topic, don't memorize it. Let's talk about the last tip in this video. For this video was a tip I recently, I think, discovered it about 2 months ago. I discovered it, and it's a good, and it's the best I've ever found. That's the memory palaces. The memory palaces is like a technique that maybe some of you may know, others may not know, but I'm gonna teach you in this video, don't worry. The memory palaces state that when you try to memorize something, or if you memorize something and that thing doesn't go, you've tried, you've understood it, but you can't memorize the phrase or the definition of a particular sentence or a particular something, whatever, a particular idea or fact, you just use the memory palaces. And this is how you use the memory palaces. It says that, let's say I know my room, I know the arrangement because I arranged it, and if I close my eyes right now, I'll be able to tell where this is, where the bed is, where my computer is, where my desk is. I know everything, where everything is. But so since I know where everything is, I'm just gonna sit down. Let's say the phrase, this is the word or the value for it. So I just say, oh, this, I'm gonna give it my computer. My computer is blue. So if I close my eyes, I say, oh, what was the computer? The computer was this value, or contains this value. So it's like coding. Since I started coding, it has helped me a lot. So if you use the memory palaces, it helps you to memorize things even if you don't understand the concept. And sometimes, as students, we don't understand something, but we just need to get into our head so that when it comes into a test, we'll be able to write something on it. This brings us to the end of the video. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and also if you want me to do more videos and other videos, don't forget to comment me down in the topic that I should make for the next video. And if you want to watch more of my videos, I've put in a video up here somewhere on how to manage your time. So if you watch it, bye bye, see you.